She had blue eyes, and she was like an angel. No. Oh, hey. Sorry, I didn't see you there. I was just working on a new song. I'm Charles. Friends call me Chuck. If you don't know me, that's okay. If you do know me, chances are we met on a night I was playing music in the corner of a bar or a restaurant or a coffee shop turned co-working space or a brewery in Montana, and you were very drunk and you kept yelling at me to play Wagon Wheel, and I was like, what is this, 2013? But I played it and you loved it, and your drunk ass bought a vinyl that night and you subscribed to my YouTube channel, and now 6 years later you're watching this video and you're like, oh hey, that guy. Maybe it's one of the 1,642 other places I've played music in the past 15 or so years of being a professional musician, trying to have fun with my friends. Pretty much I harnessed the energy from the "Anyway, here's Wonderwall" meme, and I've been trying to turn that into a career since I left high school. There were some years where I wanted to write and direct movies, so I went to film school. But then after college, I worked as an editor in an advertising company, and it kind of ruined my taste for film and TV for a while.
Like a grill that's set at 250 with the meat and cheese that's ready to go.
If you look around my YouTube channel, you'll find a bunch of various starts and stops of different projects over the years. I'll start off in January with the momentum and an idea for a new project, and then, like most New Year's resolutions, by February or March, I'll lose steam and I'll just abandon the project altogether. Sometimes it's because I'm just overwhelmed by the sheer amount of work that goes into making projects like this. Other times I'm just underwhelmed by the amount of attention they get, the amount of likes and subscriptions and comments I get on my videos. To be completely honest, most of the times it's just seasonal depression making me not want to finish anything. Last year, my manager Jeff and I, we started the year off great. We were putting out new episodes of my podcast every week, had several tours booked for the first half of the year, and we'd started on this audio-video project that ended up being called the Wild Coyote Sessions. We had me co-hosting a monthly songwriter night here in Brooklyn with my friend Carl M. Banks, and it was shaping up to be a really good year. Honestly, it was a fucking great year. With all this going on, we thought it'd be a great idea to make a documentary. You know, kind of like the old school troubadour in the modern world type thing. We wrote a treatment, we shot some interviews, and I was shooting tons of footage on my first tour of the year. I have this little Canon Handycam that I like to carry around to film just random things, and it's got a really nice aesthetic to it. The tour was going great. There were tons of people at all of the shows. I felt like I was getting a really compelling start to the film. But then one evening when I was in San Francisco, my friend Joe was playing the opening set. And then when he said he had 2 songs left, I decided to run across the street to grab a treat for my dog Banjo to chew on while I was playing. As I walked around the front of my van, I saw this woman, she was on the phone, she's staring at my license plate, and I thought I was getting towed or something. So I was like, is everything okay? And I unlocked the van, and as the lights flashed, she turned around and she looked at me and said, no, everything is not okay. Is this your van? Turns out someone done a smash and grab on Chuck's van. Turns out some lady saw it all happen. Turns out they stole 3 backpacks and just drove away. Turns out this lady said she called the cops, and then while she was on the phone with the cops, they came back and left one of the bags they took and grabbed another one from the van and then drove off again. Turns out these dudes had the largest of balls. Turns out this sort of thing happens all the time. When people saw that Chuck got robbed, they just said, welcome to San Francisco. Turns out some people in San Francisco aren't very good at empathy or communicating, like silverback gorilla-sized balls. Turns out Chuck drove into San Francisco excited to play a show and film more for his little documentary about himself, and he left San Francisco with all of his shit stolen. Megalodon balls. They even took his underpants. Gone forever. Megalodon. Now, I tell you this story not so you feel bad for me. I have insurance. I've probably donated to 100 GoFundMes over the years for bands who got broken into or things like that on tour. It's just part of being on the road, part of being in a band. It sucks, but it is. I should have brought my valuables in the venue that night. That was a rookie mistake, but I'm not sure if you've heard this. Musicians make a lot of mistakes.
But you're not gonna get it.
And what are you going to say to your fans when they ask?
Everyone knows, but they won't tell.
Insurance has replaced most of the things that disappeared that night, but there's something I can never get back, and that's everything that was on those 3 hard drives that disappeared. It was roughly 5 years worth of creative projects, and those hard drives were just filled with things that were like mostly finished. I just never put them out because I was afraid to put all this work into it and then I was just going to be disappointed in the number of likes or comments or subscribers I got. After having all that footage and projects disappear, I was determined not to be so precious with my things, not to be such a perfectionist. Just make things, put it out there. Don't be so worried about the amount of likes or comments or subscribers I got. I was just gonna make stuff for the sake of making it, not worry about the metrics, the likes, the comments, the subscribers. And luckily, I still had that Canon Handycam in my pocket. I had taken it into the venue with me, so I still had that. All of this had happened, and it was only the second week of March. So I finished that 6-week tour, and then a week later flew out west to do a short tour with Boris and the Joy, and then flew back to New York, and within 72 hours flew to Europe to do a month-long tour. And I brought that Canon Handycam with me, and I filmed all over Europe, and I was determined to make this film, even though we had lost the beginning. Fast forward another 6 months where I had done a whole other 6-week tour all around the US and filmed a ton of other footage. I finally had some time at the end of 2023 to start editing this documentary. And I plugged in the hard drive for the first time in a little while and it crashed. That's right, 4 hard drives lost in 2023. The one that just crashed is with the experts now. Maybe they can do something, but I don't know. At this point, I've pretty much got nothing to lose, which is why I'm making this YouTube series. It's pretty much a step-by-step how not to if you're a human person making a documentary about your music career. You know, with like life lessons and stuff. I'm gonna put out 1 video a month, and it's gonna be about what I've learned making this documentary, what I've learned in the past 20 years of being a professional musician, and what I've learned being an aging millennial in the hostile world that is 2024. So yeah, welcome to my show. I hope you're thinking, hell yes, this is awesome. I'm gonna like this video and subscribe to this channel, watch all the episodes as they come out, and share them with my friends. But you're probably thinking, this is embarrassing. Like when someone tries to be like an influencer or start a YouTube channel, what is this guy, like 35? Ridiculous. Now, I'm gonna have to disagree with you because I'm actually 36, so it's even more embarrassing than you think. But it's not as embarrassing as having years and years worth of creative projects just sitting on a hard drive at some dude's house.
The largest of balls.
They're probably just looking at all those projects I didn't finish and scrutinizing the hell out of it. This is like film school all over again. It's so embarrassing. It's also not as embarrassing as losing 3 hard drives in the beginning of the year and then at the end of the year losing a whole nother hard drive because you didn't have backups. Like, how do you not have backups after going through something so traumatic? But now some dude in the Bay Area can just listen to the stems of anything I've ever recorded and hear how bad I sound without auto-tune. Mostly I'm embarrassed because all those things I put all that time and effort into will never see the light of day. Nobody will ever see them again. They could have gone on the internet, imperfect as they were, and I could share them with people now. I could go revisit them when I want to, but now they're just gone forever.
Gone forever.
Oh God, I don't know if I can handle thinking about this anymore. See, we're only 1 episode into this thing and we've already learned so much. 1, don't leave valuables in your car if you're in San Francisco. 2, back up all your data. 3, know the difference between being a perfectionist and a hoarder. 4, being human is hard and humiliating. So yeah, there's lots of this stuff coming down the road. Give us a like and a subscribe and see what we're up to as the year progresses. Once again, I'm Charles, or Chuck if you like. This has been How Not to Make a Rock Doc.